It's the Gita Interviews, the premier global IT solution podcast, where we talk to the CEOs and business leaders who are growing their companies through global partnerships. I'm your host, Emery, the Executive Director of the Global IT Alliance. Hello and welcome to the Gita podcast. I'm excited today to be talking with Konstantin Ebert, the Chief Operating Officer of Bechtle AG, joining me today from Neckarsulm, Germany. Good afternoon, Konstantin.
Hi, Emery. Thanks a lot for having me. Pleasure being here with you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's been a while since I saw you, so even though it's on camera, it's still great. Well, today there's a lot to talk about. As you know, our industry continues to grow and Bechtle continues to grow, of course. So that's the real exciting part. I want to dive right in this morning. We're talking about that, where, the growth in very uncertain times in our industry or change in our industry. Talk to me a little bit about the way Bechtle has sustained this level of growth.
Yeah, I think we have always had a high resiliency in the business we do, and historically also by growing in different segments in the e-commerce as well as in the system integration side with a lot of services, and those models have been growing in parallel, creating a lot of resilience. But we are also very resilient when it comes to the different markets where we are in. We are present in 14 markets and have a big reach even outside those markets. And the other pillar, of course, is that we are working with different segments of customers. So we are very strong in the public segment, but we also have a very broad base in the upper SMB, as well as large corporate accounts. And that in combination across the different markets gives us a certain level of resiliency, I would say.
Sure. And you touched on it there, the international expansion. You guys, over the past several years, it's almost like 100 plus acquisitions. Talk to me a little bit about that acquisition strategy and how you continue to grow in that direction.
So acquisitions have always been a strong part of our DNA as Bechtle. In 40 years of history, we now actually, last week, closed our 121st acquisition.
Wow.
So I think there was only 1 year where we did none acquisitions, but we had up to 8 acquisitions per year over the course of the years. What we have changed in our focus in the last years is that we are more focusing on looking how to build our services and value-added reselling business in our international markets. So outside Germany, Austria, Switzerland as well, to grow more of our services portfolio. Historically, we have been more in a fast-turning business there over the last years, and that we are changing now. So we started acquiring system integrators across Europe, focused market by market, did our first larger acquisition there 3.5 years ago in the Netherlands, then did some add-on acquisitions, the last one 2 weeks ago, actually, with a very nice cyber and data resilience company we acquired there. So we continue to expand, let's say, in the breadth of our portfolio across Europe there to give our customers more and more of a seamless portfolio across the markets.
And that's so important, as you know, when you're talking about customer, the tradition of the way customers viewed Bechtle, a pick, pack, and ship, being able to get their equipment on time, and the evolution of changing you into a much more of a service-led organization. How have you experienced that? I think you've got a lot of legacy employees, a very long tenure. How do you get those, both customers and your internal folks, to recognize that the change is there and coming from that one legacy of the company into the new one?
Well, first of all, we're not dropping what we have been strong at in the past.
Sure.
So we continue to be that best-in-class company serving our customers for their, let's say, basic needs around their workplace and the infrastructure around that. But what we've seen is that, of course, customers also require more and more services around this, cloud services and so on. And we, and especially our sales teams and our solution specialists, have over the years already developed a lot of these capabilities.
Hmm.
So we are now, even in our more transactional oriented companies, we have great specialists and sales teams totally capable of working with customers on more complex projects.
Sure.
So it's not like this was a 180-degree turn, and now say, oh, tomorrow we do something totally different. So it has been a evolving transformation over the last years. So when we're now adding a great company with a very deep portfolio in a market, it fits to it almost naturally, because it fills a gap that everybody was waiting for anyhow, because the skills are there to sell and to work with customers on, but we're now also having the capabilities to deliver. So it's a very natural flow. It's of course, we invest continuously a lot in the education of our people, the development of our people, but it's not a transformation that like required to just get totally different people. Not at all. We're luckily able to evolve our people and take them with us in that transformation.
Sure, sure. And you touched on the most important aspect of everything we do, which is the people, and the people who have been in our industry a long time that work not only at Bechtle, but all of the Gita partners. They are truly the heart and soul of the Global IT Alliance. When you talk about people, you're acquiring companies, you're acquiring different languages, different food, just different people culturally, right? How do you manage the integration of all these different countries that you're acquiring companies in, their teams, into the Bechtle way, if you will?
So whenever we look into acquiring a company, that's actually pretty much the most important element, that we look at the culture of the people. Do they fit in generally? Do they have a good can-do culture? Do we believe they fit somehow automatically into the Bechtle world, and we understand each other? That's next to that we always buy good, solid companies and not turnaround cases. That's pretty much the most important thing. And when you have that as a basis with a strong, good leadership that you believe in, a lot of other things are easy. Of course, you need to do a lot of post-merger integration work with teams across the company to make sure that financial data is flowing seamlessly, that certain processes are adhered to, that people get to know each other and so on. But that culture point of, do we think we can really work with these people? That's the most important question in any M&A process for us.
Sure. One thing I've always been curious about, and I've never asked, is there a team within Bechtle that goes out and works with the new employees and all that? Almost a human resources team that have done this so many times, it's second nature to them. Does that exist within the organization?
Yeah, we have a team like that. That's also including quite some change work and getting to know each other work, but also a lot of just managing through the process, because it's not just for us integrating somebody, it's also for the company acquired. Super important to find it easy to work with us and know where to go to. And you need to coordinate certain processes as well, because everybody's excited when the company comes new on board. So everybody wants to run there, but you need to build a cadence there, so you're not just overrunning the company. And
Sure.
we have a team who is working on that, and then we're always building a big virtual team. So whenever we do an acquisition, we do like an onboarding call where we have like 40 colleagues from different departments. So everybody from accounting to corporate communications to whatever, from HR and so on. So everybody understands what's the strategic rationale behind buying the company. What do we do with them? Do we fully integrate? Do we leave them standalone? And so
Right.
that helps a lot, getting everybody onboarded and making all the many smaller projects afterwards running smoothly, or as
Sure.
smooth as possible.
Some of your recent acquisitions, I could see where people want to run to Italy and Spain and all those horrible places that you're doing these acquisitions. So that makes it a little bit easier, I'm sure. But I will say that of all the companies that I work with, Bechtle seems to have that particular part of it down pat. And when I do meet the new employees of some of the acquisition companies, it does seem seamless. So congratulations on that. That's quite
Thank
the
you.
achievement, of course. Shifting a little bit over to technology. every single one of these that I do, if I don't mention AI, I feel like I'm missing something. So can you talk to me a little bit about the AI leadership at Bechtle? What are you guys doing? How are you doing it? And what's been proven to be successful?
Yeah, so AI has two directions. One is the internal direction, where we have several projects and use cases where we use AI to optimize our own processes, be it in marketing, be it in logistics, but even in sales. So we have an AI commerce where we can start that some easier things, and not just a chatbot, but it's more that you have a really interactive way of talking with a machine to just drop some of your demands. So we're
Hmm.
working a lot of that internally, to get better and faster and deliver better services to our customers.
Hmm.
But of course, we're supporting our customers a lot in their AI journey as well. That is, we have several of our companies have developed some workshop series where you can really do these early stage of identifying opportunities together with customers. But then, of course, in our classical role as a value-added reseller and service company, is we're helping our customers a lot to taking the right decisions where and how to invest in a smart way
Hmm.
into AI use cases, because it's difficult to take these decisions as well for customers, because you don't know how much to invest and where, what's the return. Do I buy now AI PCs, or do I wait another year because of the fast development and so on? So these decision processes, we're trying to support our customers in the best possible way to also protect them from doing the wrong decisions, but also ensuring that they don't wait too long, because that might be the wrongest decision you could do.
Right.
So putting a lot of emphasis around that.
And are you seeing what I am? Like, having been in the industry as long as I have, you've seen this innovations come, and you've seen innovations get, integrated into organizations and customers' back end systems. Do you feel like right now with AI, and I'll talk about digital transformation in a moment, do you feel like the pace is much more meteoric than it has been in the past?
Yeah, I think the big difference is, like in the past, I don't know, when Wi-Fi came out, it was kind of like, it was just a technology piece. You needed it somewhere and it found its way. But
Right.
I think the big difference with AI is that pretty much everything is gonna be AI. So you have AI in everything. It's be it in your headset, or be it in your microphone, but also in the processes and so on. You start using AI agents to support you, instead of some normal search methodologies, whatever. So AI is everywhere somehow. So it's really, you cannot just carve it out and say, oh, look here, over here we do the AI stuff,
Right.
because
Right.
it's kind of everywhere. And I think that makes it, on the one hand, it makes it so difficult to judge, or to how can I say, to grab or to narrow down to a
Right.
project or something.
Right.
And on the other hand, it makes it so exciting, because it really finds its way everywhere as a really game changer in technology.
Sure. No, it's a very exciting time for sure. Let's shift over to the digital transformation. Data governance, cloud computing, et cetera. What are some of the Bechtle solutions around this that you present to clients today?
So we have, with our own Bechtle clouds as well, we have a great way of helping customers to work with all the different options around hyperscale, also around all the services around that, and so on. But we have all different partners on there, also local hyperscalers, and so we have a big variety that allows a customer to very well pick where to move your data and what workloads to have there, but still have a pretty good way of managing it. The other side is, of course, that data sovereignty is a very important topic nowadays, and we put a lot of effort into properly advising our customers what data to put where and where to put the workloads. Also, with some of that repatriation of the cloud, what we're seeing, customers also realize when you put every workload in the cloud, it gets very expensive. So we have a mix of that hybrid cloud world, where I
Mhm.
think we're very well positioned to guide our customers through, especially on a global level. If you are a diverse organization spread around the globe, you need different decisions on where to put certain things, and that I think we're very well equipped to help through.
Yeah, for sure. And earlier you mentioned the traditional system house part of the business. My assumption is that the services that Bechtle is offering today in every country you're in are the same or as close to the same as you can get.
Yeah, they're not everywhere exactly the same. We also have probably like every company different maturity levels from different locations, but at least we can put them up in a way that they are very seamless and very close to each other, and most importantly, aligned by a proper project management and so on in the background. And that not just in our 14 countries, but I think with our global network like GITA, we can deliver a lot of that around the globe.
Yeah, that's a great segue because what we're seeing on the Jita side is customers coming to us and saying how repeatable are the services. So if they start, for example, with Bechtle and they need something in Hong Kong with JOS or Australia with Data 3 or the US with Connection, how similar can they be and how aligned will they be? And the good news about the alliance, if I may do a brief commercial, is that we can do that. And our partners and
Yeah.
customers recognize that, and the partners have stepped up in that direction. I'm sure you're seeing the same.
Absolutely. I think the way we are working together there, based on also on the trust we have developed over years, but also a lot around the project management, the processes we have put in place. I think it's really a very solid global spanning network, and not just I know somebody to call.
Right.
It's really
Right.
it's really profound in the way we can work there on a global level. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, when customers say, this is amazing that I can get 5 countries on the phone and all talking the same language and working together is part
Yeah.
of our go to market, which is great. All right, let's look to the future. How do you see, or what is there any innovations, any technology? We've talked about AI, the advance of the cloud. Is there anything that you see that could be the next, not necessarily big thing, but something that could be a game changer for most of our customers?
I think everything. No, I don't think anything outside AI. I just think AI is such a buzzword that at the end you need to look deeper into where is it really affecting. Is it like doing certain tasks? Is it really allowing us to work differently and focus more on quality time with each other, really understanding the needs and so on? I think so. AI is for me the biggest game changer, but not in regards of the buzzword. I think inside the area of AI, we need to identify what are the biggest changes of what we can benefit. And I think that's also the problem in where do I start with AI projects? Because there are so many areas where you can start and nobody has the capacity to go everywhere at the same time. So identifying the big levers in maybe productivity gains, but also the big levers in delivering better services, new products. I think that is the biggest challenge going forward, but also the biggest chance for innovation. But I don't see that one big thing.
Sure, sure. And you're right. I mean, everything will get tied to AI in one way or another. It's just the
Yeah.
variations. So, absolutely. Konstantin, we talk about growth, and I know Bechtle's had a goal for a long time of reaching $10 billion by a certain period. Can you talk a little bit about that and how the trajectory is going?
Yeah, the period is 2030, and we have not changed that piece in our vision. I think we're on a good path. So we will continue to grow organically as well as inorganically. That's very clear in our strategy. We will stay in the 14 markets where we are today because we believe strongly that in many of these markets, we still have a lot to win. I mean, Germany, we're the clear number one, and there are a lot of markets where we are in one of the top positions, but not everywhere number one yet. So we're focusing on the markets where we are in those 14 markets,
Hmm.
which gives us a strong footprint in Europe. And we will also focus on our global spanning network, like working with you, Emery, with our GITA Alliance. Um, and yeah, as I mentioned, we will continue to grow our own teams and make sure that we are serving our customers well. But we will also continue to look for good opportunities to acquire great companies that add portfolio or also add some elements of go-to-markets to us. And by that, we're pretty confident that we will reach our goal that we defined in our vision.
It's exciting. It's exciting. I look forward to toasting with some champagne when you guys hit that number, because I feel like I've been working with Bechtle for so long that I feel part of the team for sure.
You'll be invited, don't worry.
Thank you. So, shifting personally, I've known you for a few years now. I see some of the really exciting changes that you've brought to a very established company, and I get the very rejuvenated feeling within the organization. Your leadership, and under your leadership, is there an area of your leadership skills or how you try to hone them that you bring to Bechtle and the employees, and what for you is the most rewarding part of that?
So I feel most, how can I say, rejuvenated or excited when I get into the field and have the chance to talk with our sales teams, generally with our teams out there in our companies, because that's where you get the best feedback of what's happening in the markets, and so on. So I would say, taking this as a leadership methodology or whatever, I think it's maybe a mix of asking questions, but then listening more than talking, and try to be close to the people who are responsible for our success. I think that's maybe one of the most important thing. Despite all technology and whatsoever, I strongly believe we are in a people business, and it's always the good questions and the listening a lot makes you successful. If you're in front of your customer or with colleagues, you need to try to solve a problem, or you want to understand what might be the next strategic decision. I think that's always a good methodology. Sure.
And it's such a valuable leadership skill when the people within your organization feel like they're being heard and listened to. So that's a great philosophy, and I appreciate you sharing that. So as we wrap up here, it's summertime. I know you've got wonderful children and wife. What's the plan for the summer? What's the exciting thing coming up?
Well, I'll have the pleasure of going south of Europe for a couple of weeks, and we'll spend some time with family and friends in Portugal this summer. And well, hopefully I'll probably step by our office there. I did that last year as well there, and that's always a pleasure, getting a little break from the vacation by meeting some of the local team.
Sure. That's great. Well, enjoy Portugal. I'm jealous. I will also send you a restaurant recommendation while you're there. But thank you for joining me today. It's been wonderful to catch up, and I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Emery. It was a pleasure. Thanks a lot for having me on your podcast. Thank you.
Of course. And this has been the GITA podcast. I appreciate you joining me today. Check out GITA at www.gita.com, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you. Thank you for listening to the GITA interviews. To find out more about the Global IT Alliance, please visit www.gita.com or follow us for more great interviews.